there, I'm Kalia Silva, and welcome to The Review Effect, a show where we're reviewing film, television shows, and the latest Hollywood events. And we'll give you the inside scoop on elements of their fashion, celebrity, and most importantly, whether your time is worth that dime. Now, Mother's Day weekend, the heartfelt and funny romantic comedy Jumping the Broom swept into theaters starring Paula Patton, Angela Bassett, Loretta Devine, and Laz Alonso. Now, it's a hilarious take on what happens when two people quickly fall in love and throw their families of opposing classes together for a Martha's Vineyard weekend wedding getaway. Martha's Vineyard, whoop, whoop. Well, it makes me happy. I'm an East Coast girl. Take a look.
The Watsons are upscale.
And Jason and I will be married. Girl.
The Taylors are down home.
Jason is getting married this weekend. You know by now she should have come over here to meet me.
He's got to learn to be.
Mom, this is Sabrina.
You've raised a wonderful man.
One big happy family.
Well, I wish I could say the same about you and your daughter.
From TriStar Pictures and TD Jakes.
This is the broom that Mike and I jumped when we got married.
But Jason and I want to start our own traditions.
I'll break this wedding up if I have to.
And let the bonding begin.
You need to get off your high horse, because, baby, you black.
JB fait sauter cette femme de chez moi.
Oh, they're not trying to voulez vous coucher avec my husband.
Every family has its secrets.
And a lot of love.
I promised you that I will always be here for you, but you have got to change.
Jumping the Broom.
Well, Uptown versus Downtown is certainly an accurate depiction of these two African-American families, and it's a realistic portrayal. For an hour and 53 minutes, we are thoroughly entertained by this fast-paced, laugh-out-loud comedy. So here's the deal. Wall Street broker Jason Taylor, played by Laz Alonso, and corporate lawyer Sabrina Watson, played by the beautiful Paula Patton, take a closer look at themselves and their relationship with one another. Laz?
Just because two people fall in love doesn't necessarily mean that their families are going to fall in love. And that's where the dilemma starts, Jumping the Broom.
Speaking of climbing the Hollywood ladder, can we just talk about leading lady Miss Paula Patton's character, Sabrina Watson, for a sec? Now, she vows celibacy, and then she meets her future husband after nearly killing him in a car accident. A lot, I know. But to make matters worse, she doesn't want the ritual of jumping the broom at her wedding, which is strongly requested by her future mother-in-law, Mrs. Taylor. Trouble. Paula, she definitely holds her own alongside a cast of seasoned actors. Not to mention, she plays the role of a beautiful bride to perfection. Now, this is where it gets juicy. The families. The Jones are a working-class family in Brooklyn, and at the forefront is postal worker Mrs. Taylor, played by Loretta Devine. Love, love, love her. Being the mother of the groom, she's upset because she feels left out of her son's wedding, especially because the bride-to-be isn't doing some of the stuff that she's traditionally used to. Meeting the mother before the wedding. Loretta does a fine job of showing us what a strong black single mother truly implies. But sometimes her best judgment takes a back seat to her stubborn nature, and as much as we want to be on her team, we can't. Simmer down, Miss Taylor. Now, how was it working with Angela again this time around?
Oh, it was a lot of fun because in Waiting to Exhale, we were best friends, and in this we get to be arch enemies, and I think we put up a good fight.
Yes, you did. Now, on the opposite side of the spectrum is Mrs. Watson, played by Angela Bassett, who was actually cast as the first member of the film. Now, Mrs. Watson's old money background comes from an upscale African-American family that lives in Martha's Vineyard. She is a proper, pristine woman that wants things done a certain way, which mainly means her way. She gives us a strong sense of self, but hides deep, dark family secrets. Angela shows us why she is a talented veteran actress. Get it, Angela? Now, you may know Tasha Smith from Tyler Perry films, except in Jumping the Broom, we see her soft and sweet side, and not the abrasive character that she's usually so popular for. And I loved the cat and mouse chase between her and a much younger Sebastian, played by teen heartthrob Little Romeo. Well, actually, I think it's just Romeo now.
He was just trying to break me down, and he did, and he did. I had to give him everything: Facebook, phone number, email, Twitter.
Mike Epps seriously worked it out, and not just with his comedy. He showed and proved those acting chops. Get it, Uncle Willie Earl. I guarantee we all have one of these in our family. And while comedians Mike Epps, D. Ray Davis, and Tasha Smith did their thing, it was a pleasant surprise to see Martin Family's Julie Bowen steal quite a few scenes mocking current-day racial stereotypes as the wedding planner. You didn't think that we were just going to review the whole time, did you? Good, because fashion is a crucial element to every film. But what happens when it's fashionably late? I got producer Tracy Edmonds to give us the dish.
And we had wardrobe challenges and got the wedding dress one day before we were shooting the wedding.
Alas, they saved the day, and Paula looked amazing. But what is the meaning of jumping the broom? We went to the Leimert Park area of Los Angeles to find out.
The historical significance of jumping the broom involves a broom, which is symbolic of the transition state. You know, if you have a graduation, you have a cap and gown, or you have a diploma, or you have a marriage certificate. They didn't have any of that.
It's the idea that you are sweeping away the past, your former single lives, former problems and concerns, and forming a union and jumping into the future to become a family. It's time to fill you in on what this all-star cast is up to next. Friends Angela Bassett and Loretta Devine teamed up on this project for the first time in 16 years. Well, they're keeping the party going with the sequel of Terry McMillan's Waiting to Exhale, based on her 2010 novel, Getting to Happy. Not only that, Forrest Whitaker will be back as director. Whitney, can we count on you here? We're keeping our fingers crossed. Miss Paula Patton will next star with Tom Cruise in the new installment of Mission Impossible. Can't wait for that one. Now, Angela Bassett's new film, Green Lantern, starring Ryan Reynolds, will release this summer, and it's expected to be a big box office summer hit. Laz Alonso currently stars in A&E's Breakout Kings,